Once again, we are here in Mexico, ready for the fourth last race of the season. It is really scary how we're closing in on the end of Season 2. You can see there, we've got Mexico, Brazil, Australia, and the United Arab Emirates at Abu Dhabi. I'm Joe if you're new around here, and make sure you click that subscribe button for plenty of F1 content. We have had a very up and down season at Ferrari. Every race that we finish, we've managed to score points in, but those 5 mechanical failures have certainly held us back from being, probably battling for 4th in the championship with Lando Norris. That's how much it's affected us. But with this new engine, still only 24% wear, I think we should get through this weekend at the very least. This time last season we did have an engine failure in Mexico, so I'm hoping that that doesn't happen again. But first of all, let's see how we get on in qualifying. Well, here we come then, up to the line. What's it going to be? It's a 1:13.8, which is quicker than Lance Stroll, just slower than Lando Norris, so that's not too bad. I'll settle for that. That should be easily through to Q2. Well, surprise, surprise, through in 14th. That's just crazy how often that happens, and then we tend to shine in Q2 onwards, but easily through to Q2, so let's see how we get on in it. Here we come up to the line then in Q2, and it's a 1:13.4, which is a lot better a time, but still may not be good enough to get through to Q3, especially because we're behind Lance Stroll at the moment. So we'll see what we could do in terms of improving in Sector 1. Oh, lost it a little bit through there.
There's only one,
but we are going to have to come out on another set of tyres and see what we can do. Well, just have a look at that, guys. How many people? 5 drivers on a 1:13.4. Kimi Räikkönen on a 1:13.392. We find a 1/10 of a second and we go all the way up to 7th here. That is how ridiculous it is. Well, here we come up to the line at the end of Q2 then, and we're comfortably through to Q3 in P7 somehow. Nobody seemed to improve on their time in Q2. But we managed to find that little bit of extra oomph with that 1:13.3, and wow, 2/10 ahead of so many of the drivers. Charles Leclerc down in 12th in the end, weirdly. Was he behind us before? I don't seem to remember he was, but I don't know, I'm not sure what's happened there. But Vettel is out as well, and we are into the top 10 shootout and going for pole position. Here we come then for our one and only lap in Q3, and it's a 1:13.7, which is only enough for 10th place. Not our best lap, and, certainly didn't feel that way, but we certainly peaked too soon, you feel, in that qualifying session. We only had that one set of tyres.
Let's review our top 3 today.
Bottas, we'll take
Hamilton,
that.
And Max Verstappen. Goodbye for now then, but we're really just getting started. Make sure to join us again for Lights Out tomorrow.
So hopefully we can have another positive race. So let's find out what happens at this year's Mexican Grand Prix.
Here we go then. It's time to race in Mexico City, a place which gave Honda their first ever victory back in 1965. American Richie Ginther won from 3rd on the grid. And what are the Honda-powered cars this year? Well, Red Bull have been going strong here in recent seasons, so can they keep that record going today? The Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez, 2.6 miles of track that allows drivers to take full advantage of their cars, reaching speeds in excess of 220 miles per hour, and providing lots of opportunities for overtaking. The circuit features 17 corners, 10 to the right and the remaining 7 going to the left. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Now, let's talk about Sergio Perez. That was a great win in the last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Good job yesterday from Valterri Bottas. The Finn starts from pole position, edging out Max Verstappen, who'll start from P2. Considering the rest of the grid, we have Ricciardo, Raikkonen, the captain, and Tsunoda. Hamilton, they'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Gasly, Perez, and Lando Norris. Russell, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin, and Stroll. They've taken a grid penalty. Fernando Alonso, Vettel, Esteban Ocon, and Antonio Giovinazzi. They'll be starting further back after an earlier grid penalty. Latifi and Charles Leclerc completes today's grid order. Which of these talented drivers will come out on top today?
So Charles Leclerc has took a grid penalty, and you know, that's very bold, really. Of course, we have to start on the soft tyres. I mean, that looks the best. The one stopper, I feel like it won't necessarily be a popular one with the drivers, but hopefully we can do it. But yeah, Charles Leclerc starting in 20th. It's going to be very, very tough for him from there. Overtaking isn't easy round here, but you know, you've got a nice long straight.
Launch lap is good, but we need to learn the gears, so go into each one when you can. We're going to need some work on the brakes, so put some energy into them and warm the tyres as well, please.
So we're going for the one stopper today, and hopefully that will help us out. We need a good start. Try and get the jump on these guys. Raikkonen and Ricciardo, of course. We've been having season-long battles with those guys. It has been the midfield battle.
For the time being, conditions looking good.
Because Alonso and Norris always seem to be much further up the road. We've had some excellent battles with Raikkonen and Daniel Ricciardo throughout the season. And of course, Kimi Raikkonen in his final 4 Grand Prix of his career. So he'll be looking to get a nice strong result today to prove that he's still got it. He's still got it. Of course, we won't see him anymore in this career mode after this season, so enjoy seeing the name. And I wonder who will take that Alpine seat next year. It does make me tempted to switch teams because it will send the grid into a frenzy. I'm going to flashback that because I hate getting disqualified from the formation lap. But it would send the driver market into a frenzy if we were to move to potentially Red Bull. That's who I'm thinking of at the moment. But here we go, onto the grid, ready for the Mexican Grand Prix. And as I said, we need a good launch because it is a hell of a long run down to the first corner. But here we go. Bottas on pole, Verstappen second, Ricciardo third, Raikkonen in fourth. We're fifth with Tsunoda in sixth. Hamilton is in seventh, Gasly eighth, Perez in ninth, and Lando Norris in 10th. We've got Russell and Schumacher just outside the top 10.
Be ready with the clutch.
Or it might be Mazepin. No, I think it is Russell. But anyway, here we go. Lights out, away we go here in Mexico. Very quick release of the lights, and we were very slow to react, and you can see that there. We are swamped as we head towards the first corner. We are definitely going to have a little look down the inside here. This is going to be very, very tight. Oh, well, we managed to just about avoid losing a front wing, but the guys in front are jostling for position. We're down in 9th here. This isn't great, but it looks like Verstappen has jumped Bottas, so just like in the Japanese Grand Prix, the Red Bull drivers managing to get the better launch off the line than the Mercedes car. Wow, Perez having a look at us meanwhile. Yeah, I'm going to back out of it. I was going to throw it down the inside, but it's really not worth it at this stage of the race. Just stay with him. Try and get him on the straight, because once again we've got excellent straight line speed as they're going 3 wide up ahead. That is Kimi Raikkonen. Surely there's going to be contact. Lewis Hamilton involved as well, of course, with Verstappen leading the race. That is not good for Lewis Hamilton and the championship for him. Going to win his 9th world title. Raikkonen into the pit lane then. Hamilton goes to the inside of Tsunoda. We've got Lando Norris in our slipstream. This is going to be close. Well, they're 3 wide going into the first corner. There's surely going to be contact, but once again, there's not. And amazingly, we're managing to keep it clean as well. But, yeah, not the best start for us. Well, we're going to have a chance on Sergio Perez here. We have been told he has an issue, but we managed to make it through nice and clean. Well, what a move on Daniel Ricciardo that was. We sort of slid it round the corner. Have a little look at this. There was a big lock-up beforehand. We came round, we just positioned our car, we did the switcheroo on him, got our car far enough along the inside, and we got through unbelievably. We have been held up by these two for so long now, to the point where I had asked to come into the pits this lap. We are meant to be coming in next lap, but I went for this lap. But not now. Well, everybody has come into the pits now, and Max Verstappen is the one behind us, but it does give us a lap of clear air, and we've got to make the most of it. This is the first lap we've had of clear air in the whole race. We've got to make the most of it now. Okay, here we are then, into the pit lane, and we are putting on the hard tyres. Of course, this is our only stop of the day. Lots of other people on the 2-stop strategy. But there goes Gasly through. There's Ricciardo and Tsunoda. And we had passed those guys before, and it looks like our teammate is going through as well. Yeah, so we've lost quite a few positions there. Come out just ahead of Fernando Alonso. And now we got a tough old race. We've got to stay on these hard tyres till the end now. Well, there we go. There goes Fernando Alonso. And that's not the biggest surprise. Of course, he's on the soft tyres, and we've just got to kind of stay with them. That's the challenge here. They're going to be so much quicker, but we're doing one less stop, so we have to just manage this and make sure that we don't lose 20 plus seconds to these guys. Well, Lewis Hamilton is out of the session, championship leader, and once again he is out. He's having a rotten time of things in this second half of the season, and that 100-point lead could now potentially drop to just 24 or 23 if Max Verstappen wins this race, which he is currently on track to do.
Green flag.
It's just quite unbelievable, to be honest with you. Verstappen may still win this World Championship. You join me on lap 23, and everybody has come in for their second pit stop, so we are now in net 3rd position. We know we don't have to stop for the rest of this Grand Prix. We've just got to keep the rest of the field behind us, which is easier said than done on old hard tyres, but we will try our very, very best. But there you go, Verstappen leading the race at the moment. Can he get a faster
The
lap?
gap to the car ahead is 7.7 seconds.
If he can, he is going to make a real significant dent into Lewis Hamilton's lead in the championship with 3 races to go. Well, here comes Fernando Alonso. He's caught and passed us, and there's no way that we're going to be able to get back past him. He is going to be 3rd today. Now then, we have got Pierre Gasly and our teammate Charles Leclerc right behind. Can we keep them behind? It's going to be very, very tough, but we will try our absolute best. Well, they're both through, but we managed to go back past our teammate Charles Leclerc. But Gasly is through. He's up to 4th place. What a race he's had. And of course, Charles Leclerc started at the back of the field on soft tyres, which I said at the time was a very bold decision. But it's worked out beautifully because he's going to finish ahead of us today. While Charles has come into the pits, we must have made a little bit of contact when he passed us. Well, what a shame. What a shame that he's had to come back into the pits then.
In loose debris. Fortunately, the marshals have managed to clear it up in time, and there are no plans for a safety car right now. We're leading our teammate by 18.7 seconds.
Well, there goes Sebastian Vettel. We tried to weave our way out of that one, but Vettel is through, and there's no way that we're going to get that position back. So Vettel now P5, and we're down to P6 in this Grand Prix. I don't
We're
think...
starting to catch the car in front, but we need to look after the tyres. We won't be making another pit stop.
don't think Norris will quite have enough to get us before the end, but he may well do. But you know, we'll certainly settle for these amount of points. The one stop I don't think was the right strategy today, but in all honesty, I'm not sure we would have finished much higher. Well, what has just happened with Lando Norris? He was just following us and then lost it. No idea what has just happened with him there. But look at this. So he's just following us. Seems to lose it. Goes into the wall. And well, that's the end of that race for him. No idea what's just happened. It is, of course, the final lap of the race as well. But Lando Norris is out. And certainly looks like we are going to be finishing in 6th position now, which is a good amount of points. Another 8 towards our championship total. We've beaten Daniel Ricciardo, hopefully, despite that 3-second penalty.
We've been awarded a time penalty.
Another
It will go
time
against our
penalty
finishing
this
time
season.
at the end of the race.
Very, very annoying. But Max Verstappen has won the Mexican Grand Prix. Very nearly got another 3 seconds there. We should still finish that distance ahead of Daniel Ricciardo. And you can hear the fireworks, that's awesome. There they go. And here we come, up to the line. It's been a grueling race, but at least we get some very good points out of it and finish P6.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Brilliant stuff from Red Bull today. What a superb victory. Anthony Davidson, how do you think they were able to set themselves apart today?
Well, this was a real team victory. They put together a solid strategy today that appeared well suited to the conditions out on track. The driver did everything that was expected of them in the moment to really execute the team's plan to perfection. A shining example of how F1 really is a team sport.
Red Bull put up an outstanding fight for the front position today, and it's great to see it paid off for them. They do so much for the sport that you can't help but be delighted by today's race win. Let's see what effect this result has had on the drivers' standings. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Fernando Alonso, wherever he is, whatever
Poor
team
Charles
he's in,
Leclerc.
when is he not just
I mean, to be
brilliant?
fair,
He'll give
Alonso
you a
had a great
performance
day.
every time, just like he's done today.
Let's move on to the constructors. It
Wow.
was a tough race for our championship leaders who lose ground at the top of the table. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. I'm equal parts exhausted and elated with this weekend of Formula One. Be sure to join us for the next one.
Well, there you go then. Max Verstappen does win and has close to within a race win of Lewis Hamilton in the Drivers' Championship. I really can't believe that. Excellent result for Fernando in P3, Gasly P4. We finished P6 in the end. Leclerc actually gets a couple of points as well, which is good despite our contact on the road. But there you go. There you have it. Alonso pretty much secure and, well, to be honest with you, he might get fourth in the championship at this rate. Lando Norris, of course, with that late incident on the final lap, really don't know what happened to him there. Lewis Hamilton leading the way by 24 points over Max Verstappen, but it is a tense-old race for 7th for us with Charlie Leclerc and Daniel Ricciardo. But it's been a good season, and I really can't wait to get into the Brazilian Grand Prix next episode. So if you have enjoyed that, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 content, and I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.